have that on my mind is making sure we get what we have coming. But I do think the trip was, like I said, very successful. I was able to go to the bid presentation for the 2020 Olympics that Tokyo has bid on. I believe they will be successful. They are up against, it's a country that has major conflicts in it right now, and I think Tokyo will be successful in landing the 2020 Olympics. There's only maybe a month left before they make that announcement, and it's important because someday Denver may want to bid for the Olympics again, and if that happens, it's not just Denver that benefits. It's the surrounding communities that have to participate as well because of the need for space. And I really think having our sports complex and all the external fields gives us an advantage to partake in that. So I know there was a part of that was to see what the bid process was about, and I think my takeaway was it's guiding us into the opportunity that Denver may participate in the bid process soon for a future Olympic proposal. So, like I said, I learned a lot. I was extremely busy, but ultimately I think that the benefit was the relationships. I did meet with, I believe they're number 3 for the biggest businesses worldwide, which is Samsung. Thanks, Renee. I always have a hard time remembering that one. Samsung. And now, because of the direct flight and the opportunity for international trade in Colorado, we're going to be continuing to have some conversations with Samsung. I think that it's important that we build that relationship and try to draw their interests into Commerce City. There were no deals made while we were out there. And I know that some folks thought that when we went out there, Denver was going to sign a bunch of deals and had development plans for the airport, and that's totally untrue. But it was a very successful trip, and I would be glad to share my itinerary or any of the information that I brought back with anybody who would like to see it. And I would like to report that you, as a council, approved me a city credit card to take with me while I was out there, and I want to let you know that there were no charges made on that city credit card. And overall, the city's cost for my trip, my expenses totaled a mere $80. So for $80, I think the city benefited strongly on the relationship opportunities and the international trade piece that I got to be educated on myself. So anyone wants any more information on Japan or Korea, I'd be glad to share that. And I brought back a lot of business cards for all the contacts that I personally made, and the city's scanning those in now, and they will make follow-ups, and that'll be part of our economic development department's role. And I will be sending out thank you cards to all the folks that showed an interest in Commerce City particularly, and I will be thanking the Denver EDC and those folks who took care of paying for my trip so that I could go and participate on the city's behalf. So, yes, sir.
Do you foresee in the future Denver, the Ishan flight, was that part of the reason why you went to Korea?
You know, I think there's potential for a direct flight to Incheon, but I think right now, from my understanding, they're working real hard on a direct flight to Panama. And so my guess is that we'll probably see Panama as one of those in the top running for a direct flight. I know the governor was just in Panama a week or two ago, and I know they're pursuing that. But with the opportunities and the new airport technology, the airline technology, because of where Commerce City and Denver are located with that DIA, we're a central hub to the United States, and it makes perfect sense for components to be brought in, taken outside the fence to manufacturing opportunities, have those assembled and have them distributed throughout the United States, or go back through the cargo process and be distributed worldwide. So we do have the benefit of our location and transportation opportunities, as well as the fact that we're gaining in technology to have nonstop type flights to Asia and all other continents. So I learned a lot, and it's going to, again, I'm still dealing with the jet lag, but I would be glad to spend more time with anybody on a personal basis that would like to know more about the information that I have. I brought it all back. I have everything in the office. And again, I'll distribute that as necessary and answer any questions anybody may have. I want to leave that my report for now. I could go into several other other things that happened the week prior, but my thought process isn't quite there because I still think there's part of Sean in Japan that hasn't caught up with me yet. So we'll leave it at that, and if there's no further business to come before the city this evening, Mr. Douglas has something.
I just want to thank the staff and for the outreach last Thursday. It was a really good turnout, aside the weather we had there for a while. And thank the citizens for coming out and supporting the city. Thanks.
Good call, Mr. Douglas. Mr. Bullock, you have something?
If the staff could print the 5 winners of the If I Were Mayor essay contest in the paper, but I also want to give props to Miss Daly. All 5 of the winners came from one teacher's class at Adams City Middle School, Miss Daly. And of the 50 that we read that night, how many of them were from Miss Daly's? I have never seen such an astute class that were right on it, on what it took to be mayor, as far as all the little ins and outs that you would not even think that they would know about, you know. But they were, some of those essays hit the nail right on the head. So I just want to see if we can, when our next paper goes out, those are in it, so those students also get the acknowledgement from the community that didn't get to see or hear that tonight.
Anyone else? Seeing no one? No more business coming before the city? We're adjourned.
It is. It opened on the 10th. On Saturday, I'm